Hare Krishna, Prabhu. We can't hear you, Prabhu, if you're talking.
Good. Okay, now yeah, maybe, yeah. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, we can hear you now.
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी ओमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 15, verse 37. Yai swadeha smrito natma martyo vit krimi bhasmavat त एनम् आत्मसात् कृत्वा श्लाघयन्ति ह्यसत्तमाः. Sannyasis who first consider that the body is subject to death when it will be transformed into stool, worms, or ashes, but to again give importance to the body and glorify it as the self are to be considered the greatest rascals. Asattamaha. So Prabhupada is translating Asattamaha as the greatest rascals, meaning they are like completely drowned in Asat and Tamas. So, in other words, greatest rascals. Rascals means in Prabhupada's terminology, it is fools, greatest fools. That's where he uses the word rascals. Purport: a sannyasi is one who has clearly understood through advancement in knowledge that Brahman, he, the person himself, is the soul, not the body. That Brahman, meaning we, meaning I, am the soul. I am Brahman, I am the soul, I am not the body. Uh, Again, I mean, this statement is far easier said than realized, right? We can just keep saying, I'm not the body, I'm not the body, but our whole consciousness is of the body. Which is why Prabhupada used to say that there is no point in simply parrot like repeating, I'm not body, I'm spirit, soul, but act on that platform. Now, this is the challenge for Gnanis or other branches of yoga where they are not necessarily using the body on the transcendental platform. Which means that unless we do bhakti, we will continue to remain in bodily consciousness. And the amount of time we are fully absorbed in devotion, that much time we will forget that we are the body. You can observe this, right? When you're, very involved in, in Aarti, Kirtan, Katha, you kind of tend to forget that you are the body. Meaning, even you might have had some pain somewhere, you're sitting in the class or you're involved in Kirtan, and then you forget about it. Temporarily, you forget about it. That means that for that amount of time, we transcended body. We actually came to the transcendental platform, forgetting that I am the body and forgetting all the inconveniences of the body. I did devotion. This is the only way we can realize that I am not the body, because if I were the body, then I wouldn't have been able to concentrate or do bhakti, because body is struggling. So that is why Prabhupada said that the only way one can realize that he is not the body is to engage in devotional service. And more the amount of time one engages in devotional service, the more he will realize that he is not the body. Mm. So we have to take some inconveniences, tapasya, for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. Now our current mantra is the Mangalarti mantra, isn't it? Uh, Now I'm trying to push devotees to come for Mangalarti, because it's austerity. Like we were discussing, Somebody is saying, "Oh, I'm sleeping only at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. How can I come for Mangalarti?" So, which means that they are just wanting to give some reason, right? Hmm. So, little tapasya for Krishna. Hmm. Only then we will understand, oh, no, 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 I'm not the body, I'm spirit soul. Hmm. So, we have to engage in activities of the soul. That's important. Otherwise, this knowledge will not be realized at all. One who has this understanding may take sannyas, for he is situated in the Aham Brahmasmi position. Brahmabhuta Prasannatma no shochati na kangshati. Again, this is a still more advanced stage. For us, we have to move towards that stage. So, currently, at least mandatory devotional service that we are doing, we should try to transcend the body. Because we do devotional service for only few hours in a day. So, for those few hours in a day, we should try to transcend bodily platform, which means that we should do irrespective of our bodily condition as much as possible. Um, and for somebody who is a sannyasi, who's continuously 24 hours engaged in the activities of devotion, they will very easily come to the stage of Brahmabhuta Prasannatma. Now, we are once in a while coming to Brahmabhuta. For some time in a day, we come to Brahmabhuta, then again we go back to the material platform. But those who are continuously engaged in devotional service throughout the day continue to remain in the Brahmabhuta platform. And then what happens to them? Prasannatma. They experience bliss. They become happy. They become happy realizing that, oh, I am not this body. So pain and pleasure connected to the body is not mine. So I'm not going to get worried about it or I'm not going to think about it. So what will he do? Na shoshati na kangshati. Neither will he lament, oh, this happened to me, nor kangshati. Nor is he wanting a better material situation. He's not asking for a better material situation, neither is he lamenting for whatever has happened in the past. Only then he can experience Brahma Ananda. This is Brahmananda. This is not Paramananda. This is just Brahmananda. Brahmananda means just realizing that I am not the body and these pains and pleasures are not connected to me. By coming to that platform, one experiences some happiness, and that's called Brahmananda. Of course, Paramananda, which is the happiness in devotion, is like Brahmananda in comparison is compared to one drop of the ocean of spiritual bliss. But still, one comes out of material distress, material suffering, thinking he is the body and thinking that everything happening to the body is me, is happening to me, so I am struggling. Mm, Such a person who no longer laments or hankers to maintain his body, to maintain his body. Of course, I know some devotees are overly transcendental. Mm. Now, this transcendental, we might transcend our bodily condition, but at the same time, we should understand that we should not be the cause for troubling others. Meaning, somebody's health is not okay. That person transcends. He or she is not worried about the body, but then people around them are put into trouble. So we have to be careful. We should not overdo it. These things are okay when we have reached, vanaprastha, or when we are alone. Like that, we can push ourselves to whatever extent. But when we are in the midst of grihastha life, etc., we have certain responsibilities to take care. Now, obviously, brahmacharis should push themselves. No comfort zone for brahmacharis. Because if they're in comfort zone, then they'll fall. Mm. So no lamentation or hankering to maintain body. And who can accept all living entities as spirit souls. Again, this is so difficult. Whenever we look at somebody, we just look at their body. We can't see beyond the body. Mm. And like I was discussing today with some devotees here, saying that we are so much concerned about this body that we want to take nice care of the body, but it's not in our hands. Mm. One of the way we take care of this body is by dressing it So I've been contemplating one challenge for Matajis. Hmm. It's a challenge. Is to limit the number of clothes in your wardrobe. Step one. Hmm. Because this is bodily consciousness. So first stage, there are multiple stages, right? Of course, this is not just for Matajis, even for men who are working and who have all kinds of, so many clothes in their wardrobe. Restrict it to some number. For example, if you have 100, restrict it to say 70 to start with, or 80, something, right? If it is 50, then restrict it to 40. Now, why all this? Because we have this continued attachment to material things. And if you want to make progress in spiritual life, these things have to be slowly given up. And it won't happen overnight. It won't happen overnight. Hmm. So we should try. If we want progress, if we don't want progress, then like I was telling, then please don't hear. As in, you can do whatever you want. This is for those devotees who want to practice, want to do Tivra Bhakti and want to make progress, want to give up the bodily conception, come to the platform of soul, dedicate their life for serving Krishna and achieve perfection. This is for such devotees. Hmm. So limit, restrict put you yourself, put a goal because it's your it's your devotion, it's your goal, it's your wardrobe. So you put your own restriction. This is stage one. And if you want, you can send me a message saying that Prabhu, I had so many, now I have cut it down to so many. Now after that, stage two is in case you want to buy one more new cloth, the number cannot increase. Which means what you should do? Give some old one and replace it with a new one, right? So these two things you can do. And another thing, practical thing is whenever you buy some new clothes, please keep it in front of Krishna. And feel nice saying that you're not offering anything to Krishna, we are just keeping it and taking it back. Correct? At least our consciousness might wake up saying that, what is this? I'm not offering anything to Krishna, I'm just keeping it, taking it back, keeping it, taking it back. So a little bit consciousness will get pricked. So the whole point is that we have to somehow reduce this bodily consciousness. And like I said, those serious about devotion and devotional life can try. And here it's saying who can accept all living entities as spirit souls can then enter the devotional service of the Lord. So we discussed this yesterday. This is pure devotional service. See, this word pure is so important. A devotee, till he gives up bodily conception, cannot enter into pure devotion. Why? Because if anything happens, immediately he will fall back to asking Krishna to solve his problem, which is not pure devotion. And pure devotion is not like this. Is not one day pure devotion, one day mixed devotion, one day pure devotion, one day mixed devotion. Because that is all that is considered mixed devotion only. That's not considered pure devotion. Pure devotion means uncontaminated. So this can happen only if a devotee comes to Brahma Bhuta, liberation, mukti. This is our first target. And of course, I mean, unlike other yoga practices, our path of devotion is so powerful that if somebody desires and works towards it, it is very, very easy, relatively very, very easy to achieve that. Relatively very, very easy. Because there is nothing artificial. Yesterday, where Prabhupada was talking about Yukta Vairagya. So he said, if you start trying to use everything in Krishna's service, automatically you will come out of material conception. Mm, but our problem is that we try to use everything for ourselves. So then we can't enter pure devotion. What happens if one does not enter devotional service of the Lord but artificially considers himself Brahman or Narayana, not perfectly understanding that the soul and body are different, one certainly falls down. Patantyadaha. Meaning, he might have gone to Brahman, he might have gone to Brahma Jyoti, still he can fall down. Patantyadaha. Such a person again gives importance to the body. So he goes up, he falls down, then he becomes. Prabhupada elsewhere said that they're going to open Anath ashram and all this social welfare work. because he again starts giving importance to the body. There are many sannyasis in India who stress the importance of the body. Some of them give special importance to the body, uh, to the body of the poor man, accepting him as Daridra Narayana, as if Narayana had a material body. Many other sannyasis stress the importance of the social position of the body as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra. Such sannyasis are considered the greatest rascals, asattamaha. They are shameless because they have not yet understood the difference between the body and the soul, and instead have accepted the body of a Brahmana to be a Brahmana. Brahmanism, Brahmanya, consists of the knowledge of Brahman. But actually, the body of a Brahmana is not Brahman. Body of a Brahmana is not Brahman. Similarly, the body is neither rich nor poor. If the body of a poor man were Daridra Narayana, this would mean that the body of a rich man, on the contrary, must be Dhani Narayana. Prabhupada is like hammering. Impersonalists. Therefore, sannyasis who do not know the meaning of Narayana, those who regard the body as Brahman or as Narayana, are described here as asattamaha, the most abominable rascals. Following the bodily concept of life, such sannyasis make various programs to serve the body. They conduct farcical missions consisting of so-called religious activities meant to mislead all of human society. These sannyasis have been described here in as apatrapaha and asattamaha, shameless and fallen from spiritual life. Anyway, this is for Mayavadis. So we don't have to, it's not applicable to us, but at the same time, it's applicable in the sense that nowadays people want to hear from anybody and everybody on the internet. Definitely not from Mayavadis or impersonalists who don't actually accept that Krishna has uh, a beautiful body. They think that Krishna is Nirakar. But then when they speak Krishna Katha, they speak like Krishna is a body, but in their mind, Krishna is a material body. That's why they're called Mayavadis. They think that Krishna has a body given by Maya. But they will not say it outside. And they can be very nice orators and, impressing the audience and singing music in the middle, some bhajans, this, that, and all that. But you will understand somewhere. If you are very, very sharp, you will understand in their speech that somewhere they will make Brahman above Krishna, Parabrahman above Krishna. You won't know. Hmm? That is why when people say Krishna Paramatma, I said, like, no, not Krishna Paramatma, Krishna Bhagavan. Paramatma means bringing Krishna down from his Bhagavan position to Paramatma position. Of course, Paramatma is also Amsha of Krishna, but it's not Krishna in that sense. Purna Bhagavan, Krishna is Bhagavan, is Bhagavan. So we have to be very careful. Don't hear unless you can discriminate. This is one of the things, right? We should not hear from other people, especially other, I mean, any sannyasis, other sampradayas, etc. Don't hear. We have enough to hear within ISKCON, specifically Prabhupada's. So we can just train ourselves with Prabhupada's purports. Okay, can you please mute yourself? Somebody's unmuted. Who's unmuted themselves? Please mute. Yeah, Prabhu, you have a question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Prabhuji,
please.
this practice of basically lot of sannyasis, they also open hospitals and
Yes,
these
yes, yes.
things.
Yeah.
I think that is also not necessary, right?
That's what Prabhupada is saying. That is what Prabhupada is saying, that they start giving importance to the body. So then they want to protect the body. They'll open hospitals and social welfare work and this and that and all that, which is all not the work of a sannyasi. Which is why Prabhupada said when somebody asked saying that why don't you do all this? He said for that, like for example, taking out the body, he said that there is Red Cross. They will take care. But nobody can do our work. We can do their work, but we don't want to do their work. Right? We will do our work. Let them do their work. That's also required for society, but let them do. Prabhupada didn't say that that's not required, but he said that's not work of ISKCON. But unfortunately, today ISKCON is like, just gone into this business of distributing food. Mm. Anyway, yeah, so that's not our business. Our business is to give prasadam, give them katha, give them kirtan, and give them prasadam. Tell them that it is from ISKCON. People know today ISKCON. Okay, Krishna consciousness. They'll think, oh, prasadam. I'm taking prasadam, not just some food. So these things should be avoided. गृहस्थस्य क्रिया त्यागो व्रतत्यागो वट्टोर अपि तपस्विनो ग्राम सेवा भिक्षोरिन्द्रियलोलता आश्रमापसदा ह्येते खल्वाश्रम विडम्बनाः देवमाया विमूढांस्तान् उपेक्षेतानुकम्पया. Just one thing, this I'm using Zoom on iPad, what is it, tablet. It doesn't notify if somebody raises hand. So if somebody has a question, you can just interrupt because I am not able to see if you have lifted your hand. Translation: it is abominable for a person living in the Grihastha ashrama to give up the regulative principles. For a brahmachari not to follow the brahmachari vows while living under the care of the guru. For a vanaprastha to live in the village and engage in so-called social activities. Or for a sannyasi to be addicted to sense gratification. So it is abominable for a person, for a grihastha to give up regulative principles. Especially for grihasthas, we know that we have 4 regulative principles minimum. By the way, okay, so when we talk about regulative principles, now see one of the things that what are these 4 regulative principles? These are pillars of sin. 4 regulative principles are the pillars of sin. Now, somehow there is an understanding in ISKCON saying that only pillars of sin have to be avoided, other forms of sin are okay. Okay, so there are 11 categories of sin as categorized by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Uh, so now one has to avoid all types of sin, and one of the sins in that is telling lie, for example. Now, why am I saying this? Because if initiated devotees engage in these sinful acts, who gets affected? Guru is affected. It's not just about breaking 4 regulative principles. If you do offenses, aparada, then Guru is not affected, you are affected. But if you do sinful activities, you are not affected, Guru is affected. So somebody might think, okay, it's fine. No, I'm not affected. Guru is anyway powerful, isn't it? Uh, so this is the biggest offense to the Guru, and somebody who thinks like this will go to hell, right? So if we see, for example, very recently I saw my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, unwell. And immediately one of the senior God brothers who was standing near me, he said, this is because of devout disciples' sinful life. It hit me very hard because theoretically I knew this. But when I saw Maharaj in that condition, and I said, see, how horrible can disciples be that they're just preventing Guru from doing his seva to his Guru and Krishna, which is to distribute the mercy of Krishna consciousness. Why? Possibly because most people are in ignorance about Papa. Because nobody talks about it. Has anybody talked about 11 categories of sinful life? No, we just restrict to 4 and we think that that's it. Now, I know so many devotees who eat outside food. Now, it's a sin. Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita only, right? They eat only sin. Now, who takes the fruit of that action? Guru. So don't be casual. You at least you do aparada. Good. At least you will fall down. You will get affected. But don't inflict pain, suffering on Guru. Of course, it's not that they will experience pain. They are so Krishna conscious. But even externally, what business do we have to trouble Guru? Like Prabhupada used to say, if you're not useful, at least don't become harmful. Like Prabhupada used to give that example of a fly. It's very close to the person, right? It's going. Like Guru is sitting and one fly is coming and is so close to the Guru. So somebody might think, see, that fly is so fortunate that it's so close to the Guru. But what is the fly doing? Troubling. So it's not important to be close to Guru. It's important not to trouble the Guru. So Grihasthas have to follow regulative principles. Brahmacharis, though, no question at all. Brahmacharis have to follow brahmachari vows, and brahmachari vows are beyond just four regulative principles. So brahmacharis have to be very, very, lot more stricter life, lot more tapasya, lot more dedication to the mission. Mm. And obviously following the orders of Guru. That is there for all ashramas. Vanaprastha should not live in the village, meaning not live in the town. So, for example, somebody is sitting, somebody was a grihastha in a city, becomes Vanaprastha, he should not continue to live in that city or town. Mm. And engage in so-called activities, social activities, right? Somebody did some Satyanarayana puja, somebody did some marriage, somebody did this, somebody did that. And in grihastha, you can take care of all those obligations, but make sure that you don't eat non-prasadam. But you can go and come if you want. But vanaprastha, even that has to be given up. Vanaprastha is solely meant for devotional activities, and Prabhupada says that one has to leave their city, go live in some holy place, and engage in devotional service.
Hare
And
Krishna.
once in a while, yeah, once again, once in a while, you can come back to your home base. Just to make sure that everything is intact. For example, you have a house, you put it on, you locked it, gone. Okay, just make sure that everything is intact, etc. And then again go. Don't come to remain for long in home base. This is Vanaprastha life for devotees. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. One small
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
We have people who invite us for Satyanarayana Katha. Okay.
Yeah, we have people inviting us for Satyanarayana Katha. I'm just repeating because there's some devotees sitting here in front of me, and your question is not audible to them. Okay, yeah.
Okay, okay. So they last week I went, last month I went, and they
Mm.
have to offer the food which is prepared by people in the mood that they are preparing it for Lord Satyanarayana, right? And they
They
brought
should,
it.
yeah, they should. Yeah, they
They
should
brought
prepare.
Hotel Prabhu, this Kshira, which they
Mm.
offer it to the Lord.
Yeah.
They brought it
Mm.
from hotel and they offered it to
From
the
hotel.
Lord. This is yes, yes. I was I was shocked. I told them, no, this cannot be offered. They were no,
Yeah.
no. We told them they had made it neatly, and I told them that their intention is not for Satyanarayana
Yeah.
Swami. Their intention is to earn money from this food. So you are not supposed to offer this.
Very
Then
good.
I was like, they offered it to the Lord, and since childhood, I have this in mind. Whoever will not eat the Satyanarayana Prasada after
Mm.
hearing the katha and all,
Katha. Mm.
uh, they'll be subjected to some problems.
Miseries, troubles.
There is troubles.
Yeah.
And I was like, should I eat this prasada or
Yeah.
not? Should I eat this prasada
Okay.
or not? I was like
Yeah.
completely clueless,
Yeah.
a dilemma.
Yeah.
I
Mm.
didn't know what to do in these circumstances. What we have
Yeah.
to do, and also,
Okay.
Prabhu, this 11. I know only these four regulative principles and 10 offenses. After
Yeah.
this class, in your free time, can you paste this 11
Yeah. Yeah.
offenses?
I'll share on the group. Okay. So Mataji's question is that last sometime back she went to one Satyanarayana puja where the Satyanarayana prasada, the special prasada that is offered generally in any Satyanarayana puja, was brought from a hotel. Okay, and that was offered to Satyanarayana. So Mataji's question was then they offered, then I was in a dilemma whether I should take it or not. Okay, what do devotees think? What is the answer to this question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
To take it and not to eat it. Like, if you
Okay,
if
nice.
you do
Why?
a cow,
Why we should not eat it?
Prabhu, because you do not know the sanctity of the prashadam made.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so basic point is that the Lord is not obliged to eat anything that we keep in front of him. Hmm? At least bare minimum is purity, if not devotion. Now, hotel obviously is the last place where any form of purity can exist, isn't it? So obviously Lord would not have accepted at all. No, we can accept it because maybe they'll feel bad, blah blah, and give it off to somebody or give it to some,
Only
put
the
it some some.
everything is ready.
Okay, let me mute 1 second. Yeah, so it can be given to some bird, something, keep it on a terrace where some bird or something will come and take, or give it to somebody else. Yeah, so these things are important. Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, so sannyasi should not be addicted to sense gratification. One who acts in this way is to be considered the lowest renegade. Renegade is somebody who doesn't. Okay, let me see the dictionary meaning. Renegade means somebody who doesn't follow required rules, I think. Yeah, a person who decides to live outside a group or society because they have different opinions, meaning he just doesn't follow what he's supposed to follow. He's a renegade. Lowest renegade. Such a pretender is bewildered by the external energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and one should either reject him from any position or taking compassion upon him, teach him, if possible, to resume his original position. So, okay, this verse is clearly saying that we should take compassion. Now, of course, teaching somebody who apparently is senior to us is also not proper etiquette. So then we know, then we have to go to their authority and inform them out of compassion, not out of complaint or something else, or to show that we are better than them. But just out of compassion, saying that, if not corrected, this person, this devotee will fall down. I mean, he's already fallen down, he might just go away. So with that compassion, we can inform their authorities if they have one, and hope and pray that they get corrected. Otherwise, pray to Krishna and that's it. What can we do? So we should not fall from our position. Basically, that's what this verse is saying. Purport. We have repeatedly stressed that human culture does not begin unless one takes to the principles of Varnashrama Dharma. Although Grihastha life is a concession for the enjoyment of sex, one cannot enjoy sex without following the rules and regulations of householder life. Now, again, this also we've discussed in the past. Clearly, Prabhupada says that one cannot engage in sexual act without following rules and regulations. And unfortunately, today's population don't have any understanding of rules and regulations for sex life, which is another problem, which results in sin again. Furthermore, as clearly instructed, a brahmachari must live under the care of the guru. Brahmachari gurukule vasandanto gurur hitam. If a brahmachari does not live under the care of the guru, if a vanaprastha engages in ordinary activities, or if a sannyasi is greedy and eats meat, eggs, and all kinds of nonsense for the satisfaction of his tongue, he is a cheater and should immediately be rejected as unimportant. Such person should be shown compassion, and if one has sufficient strength, one should teach them to stop them from following the wrong path in life. Otherwise, one should reject them and pay them no attention. See, Prabhupada is also saying this. Suppose, say, you are in association with some devotees whom you are seeing are falling or fallen. You can try out of compassion to help them. If nothing is happening, just avoid them. Reject them meaning we are nobody to reject anybody, but from our life we reject them, meaning we don't associate with such people. So this discrimination is very, very important. Somehow, devotees just close their eyes and accept anybody and everybody as in ISKCON as correct or authentic, which is a challenge again because devotees don't read Prabhupada's books. They don't have the analytical brain to understand analytically what Prabhupada is saying. And then when they hear from other devotees, who are ISKCON devotees only, they can't make out whether it is as per Shastra or not. This is very, very dangerous, which is the reason we repeatedly highlight saying that the first Shiksha Guru for everybody is Srila Prabhupada, which means that one has to hear from Srila Prabhupada, one has to read Prabhupada's books. Without doing this, don't go and hear from anybody else, which is the reason why we are doing this reading session. I know of devotees who have been in Krishna consciousness for 5 years, 10 years, and have not finished Bhagavatam even once. It's a shame, especially if they are initiated. And so I encourage devotees to start reading session, and I'm so happy that another group which is doing reading daily Bhagavatam, they've already reached the 10th canto. I mean, in possibly 2 years, I would think, right? They've come to 10th canto. So they're reading every day diligently. Whoever joins reads. Hmm. So we have to read Prabhupada's books. We have to try and understand Prabhupada's books. And if we don't understand, it is our duty to get it clarified, to talk to other devotees who are more knowledgeable than us and hear. And if when you are hearing from some other devotee, if you feel a doubt, I'm not sure if this is what was meant, then you ask another devotee who is better. And if you ask three devotees, all of them give the same answer, then you know that, okay, maybe you are wrong. But if there is some difference in opinion about what was being spoken, then you have to be careful about what you are going to accept. Which is why process in ISKCON is very simple. What Prabhupada gave us is first is hear from Prabhupada. Next is hear from those gurus from whom you are going to possibly take initiation. And then you take initiation and continue to hear from them. Easy, done, over. But we want entertaining lectures, isn't it? We don't want boring, serious lectures. So what we'll do, we'll go and hear from entertaining speakers on the internet without taking permission from our guru, without even hearing many times from our guru or Prabhupada, which is so dangerous. So we don't even know whether we should hear from somebody or not. We are in such a hopeless, like dangerous situation. So please understand, Rupa Goswami has asked us to discriminate between devotees. Don't close your eyes and accept anybody and everybody as correct. It has to be substantiated by Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Even Guru speech has to be substantiated by Sadhu and Shastra. So what about other so-called preachers in ISKCON? Right? So please be careful. Please don't simply hear, I know there are some challenges. Sometimes some devotees just hear some devotee because that is the only language they understand. And if they're not fortunate and if that devotee is not speaking pure devotional service, then they're gone. Because they don't have any other way of actually understanding, because they don't, maybe some people can't read, or they don't have the required IQ to be able to understand what exactly is being spoken. And they surrender themselves to somebody who, if they are not pure devotees themselves, will cause big challenge. So we have to be very careful. Yeah. Okay, maybe one more verse.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. I have a
Yeah.
question.
Hmm.
Guruji, the logic behind not, I mean, devotees need not do Satyanarayan Puja.
Logic
Uh,
behind devotees not
yeah,
needing to do Satyanarayana Puja. Yeah.
yeah. Is it because Satyanarayan Vrat is basically from Skanda Puran, which is, I think, in mode of ignorance? Is that the reason, or like
No,
we
I'm
are
not sure.
totally?
Yeah, okay. The question is, should devotees not do Satyanarayana Pujas? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said this. So I don't know exactly the reason why he said it.
Yeah.
He said mostly that it is Karmakanda. Mostly. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
not very sure. I'm openly admitting I'm not sure. But I know for a fact that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that devotees should not do Satyanarayana Puja. I don't know the exact reason. Maybe I'll try to find out. But yeah, that's what I know. Yeah. If anybody can find out also, it'll be nice. But this was told by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that Satyanarayana
Okay.
Puja is not for devotees.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, just wanted to give one use case actually. It's
Mm-hmm.
important because in my family also my parents do.
Mm.
So the context is, Proji, that they do it for some of the things which are very much needed. For example, there is sometimes usurp of property. right?
Mm.
By
Mm.
some unsocial element, and then
Mm.
they pray to Satyanarayan that Lord, please make us help get our hard-earned money back, and
Okay.
then also do it with full devotion, and they worshipping Narayana. So is that not correct mood? Or
Mm.
because I tell them that once you are taking Hare Krishna mantra, then you are completely surrendered to Hare Krishna mantra, and you don't need anybody,
Okay.
because Hare Krishna mantra is wholly powerful. So
Yeah.
that is my understanding, but just wanted to take your view
Okay.
about
So
how it
Prabhu's
is.
question is that in his family, especially if there is some difficult situation like some property has been usurped by somebody else, and they pray to Satyanarayana Swami saying that, please help us recover our property. So Prabhu is saying that he tells them that no need to do all this, just chant. You are anyway chanting Hare Krishna, and Hare Krishna is all powerful, so not required to do anything else. Answer is correct, but it depends on the faith and acceptance of the people who are doing it. If somebody is fully surrendered to the Nama, fully surrendered to Krishna, then they will naturally not ask. If somebody is asking, which means that they are not fully surrendered, in which case we should just let them do what they're doing. We can tell them, saying that, Krishna is all powerful, all knowing, he can take care of your problem. But they might not be in a maturity, state of maturity to accept it. So they'll possibly continue to do it. It's okay for them. And we can hope and pray and maybe gradually help them to come to a higher stage in bhakti, because it's a matter of faith. It's a matter of faith. So many devotees who are sincere, uh, still they go to astrologers. I've done it for many years, I would say. Almost 5, 6 years of my devotional life. Whenever I had some problem, I used to go to an astrologer. Of course, I was seeking only um, non-demigod resolutions, right? But still, so I had that much faith, saying that I don't want to go to demigods, but I didn't have enough faith to say I don't want to even go and ask anybody. Let me just leave it to Krishna. So it takes time for people to come to that stage. Until then, we should be a little bit patient, and we can help them along making progress, but not push them in a wrong direction that they become, they think that we are all like fanatics. Hmm. We can be told in a nice way, but they won't accept at that point of time. We know that. So let them do what they're doing, and eventually, then at some later point in time, suitable time, we can tell them, saying that actually it's not all required, or even not even saying that, do you have faith in Krishna? The question should be that, do you have faith in Krishna? And obviously, everybody will say yes. Then we can explain, say, see, if you have faith in Krishna, we don't have to go anywhere else. We don't even have to ask. Then they'll understand, okay, maybe in the future I will try, like that.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
yeah,
Hare Krishna
and
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
That is Chaturvidha Bhajante Mam Janas Kritinorjuna.
Yeah,
Arto
that is a
Jigna
very,
Shraddha
yeah,
Jnani
that is
Chava
an,
Chava. So these
yeah.
people come under Arti or Artharthi. So that
It
is
depends
also
on
permitted
their,
by Krishna.
yeah, so it depends. If they're wanting money, then there is Artho, Artharthi, whatever. Artho is when they're distress, other distress, their money. Yes, but Krishna talks about them as neophyte devotees, which otherwise are called mixed devotees. So it's okay for somebody to come to Krishna looking for these things, but it should not continue forever. Slowly and steadily, Krishna is saying, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Raja. That is the highest stage of devotion, before which we cannot get pure devotional service. Hmm. So we should stop asking Krishna. Initial stage is people ask demigods, then slowly they'll come to Krishna and ask. Krishna is saying, absolutely, you please come to me, don't go to demigods. But once we come to Krishna, slowly and steadily, Krishna will purify us. And at some stage, we will stop asking. That is the progress. Yeah.
yeah. Also,
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji,
but
I have.
Krishna accepts no Prabhuji.
Hmm?
Krishna himself stated, Chaturvidha Bhajante Mam means he accepts all four categories.
Yeah. He is accepting in Krishna in Bhagavad Gita also talks karma mimamsa. which means that he says karma is supreme. It's not that every instruction that Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita is the ultimate instruction. It's like saying that, 1 plus 1 equals 2, and then somebody goes and says 2 squared plus 3 squared equals whatever, 13, right? Now, it doesn't mean that still 1 plus 1 equals 2, only we should only remain at that platform. We should also go to the stage of higher maths, isn't it? So there are stages in devotion in Bhagavad Gita. Not every statement Krishna is making is in the same level of importance. So, for example, Krishna starts to speak to Arjuna, telling him, saying that do your work, right? And then our previous acharyas, they also talk about sakama karma, nishkama karma yoga. There are so many stages that Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita. But finally, he says, give up all nonsense. So there is a progression in Bhagavad Gita. There is a progression. First 6 chapters talk about karma yoga. Krishna even talks about dhyana yoga. But does that mean that we should give up bhakti yoga and do dhyana yoga? No, because at the end of the chapter only he says, yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana. So which means that 6.1 to 6.46 is just forget it. Just whole discussion of dhyana yoga was just Krishna just rejected it in one verse. The last verse of the same chapter he rejected it. So like that, Krishna rejected everything that he said in Bhagavad Gita practically by just 2 verses. He says manmana bhava madbhakto, and he says sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharano. He actually said everything else is inferior. This is the topmost. Then he says in 12th chapter, okay, you can't come to the stage of always thinking about me, manmana. Okay, fine. Follow regulative principles of devotion, do Vaidhi Bhakti. Oh, you can't follow that also, then you do Karma Yoga. Oh, you can't do that also, do Dhyana. Like this, he degrades. He brings us down to the lowest possible position that one can accept. Doesn't mean that that lowest possible position is the best. It is just an alternative because Krishna still wants people to come to him. Because he doesn't want them to go to demigods. That's all. Doesn't mean that it's the ultimate instruction in Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So please, those who have not heard Bhagavad Gita completely, there is a playlist in my channel which is called Bhagavad Gita In-Depth Study. Please go through that. You will get a very clear understanding of what Bhagavad Gita is, what the instructions in Bhagavad Gita are. We cannot just take one verse and conclude that that is what it is. It's important
Same
because
doubt.
otherwise we will.
Yes, Father. The
Yeah.
same doubt I get about that name Vikramana Swasti Pratyava.
Yeah, so which is why you please hear those lectures, because in that playlist actually is a very detailed discussion of basic Krishna conscious philosophy, as Prabhupada has explained, so that our doubts will become clear. Our doubts have to be clear, and so then we can understand higher topics in Bhagavatam. So you can please hear that. That will help.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank
Very
you,
good.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so I
Uh,
think we will close here. Yeah.
yeah, Harikrishna, just quick
Yeah.
question. So, on that aspect of devotee getting attracted to Krishna, I think that should be the exclusive way. And I mean, there is no need to get attracted to other Narayana forms. That
No,
is
again,
also
that's a
one.
very, that's not, we cannot generalize that, because there would be devotees who are devotees of Rama, Narayana. It's up to them.
Mhm.
We can't say that this is the only way, right? Uh, but yeah, Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. So if you get attracted to Krishna, then it's for good, right? But it's not that the other attraction to other forms of the Lord is wrong. No. Everybody has their Ishtadeva. They can go. Hanuman will never come to Krishna. Hanuman will never go to Rama. I will
Yeah.
never go to Narayana. Does it mean that he is like an inferior devotee? No. He is perfect in his position. So it's okay. That is our acharyas. So when we come into the mood of our sampradaya, then these discussions will happen, right? Saying that
Yeah.
don't get attracted to any other form of the Lord except Krishna, but we can't force these things. It is natural. It has to come naturally. When somebody hears, naturally they will understand. They will develop some inclination towards some form of the Lord, but for which they have to hear. It should not be premeditated. For example, in my life, this life, this birth, from the beginning, I was ardent follower of, worshipper of Balaji. But till I came and heard about Krishna, I'd heard about Rama, but still, even after hearing about Rama, I had not got attracted to Rama. I was still attracted to Narayana, Balaji. But when I heard about Krishna, my heart changed. Right? So we have to let that process, go through that process. And even after that process, we remain, our heart is going towards Narayana, then okay, we are maybe a Vaikuntha man, not so much of a Goloka man. But yeah, people who come to ISKCON mostly are Goloka, bound to Goloka, mostly, not generalized, not generalized. Okay. Okay, can we
Yeah.
close? Anything else? Anybody? Okay, thank you all for joining. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः आनंद कोटि वैष्णव की जय, समवेत गौर भक्तवृंद की जय. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
all for
Hare
joining.
Krishna.
Hare
Prabhu,
Krishna
can I
Guruji.
share something? Just